All right, so if you haven't already set your program up, we are going to go over how to quickly set up the program to meet the challenge. Remember, the challenge is to move at least 1 meter. It's actually to move exactly 1 meter is the easiest, and then to have it display that distance. In this separate video, we'll talk about what happens if you move any distance, how you can explain or find the distance that it travels, okay, and have it display that. All right, so just like in Scratch, you should see like this play button, and if it's not there, it's under yellow or the orange. It depends on what computer program you have, how many different colors you have. Like the iPad doesn't have all of these features, but it has enough for what we're going to do with it in class. Okay, and so you can have multiples of these, and they'll just run simultaneously. You just have to play with them and get them to work properly. And under the green tab, this is anything that actually makes movement or initiates something. It doesn't have any sensors. And so we're going to use the large motor. Okay, and so this is on for rotations. You can see that. You can also make this so like if you go to a certain spot, you turn it off. You just turn it on and just generically on for a certain amount of seconds, degrees, etc. We're going to go on for full rotations, and you change this up however you need to. We talked in class how to figure that out. And this is the power as many of you have figured out. You're going to need to adjust that when we start going on an incline. Okay. And very importantly, make sure you pick the proper port. A, B, C, and D are the only ports that you can use for motor. Um, so this will come on automatically. And so then we want to display it when it's done. So it'll go the rotations and then it's stop. And by the way, right here, it can either brake or it can coast. And if you want to do exactly 1 meter, you want it to stop at a meter. Coasting is like, it's just going off its own momentum until it slows down due to friction. So we're going to grab, what's wrong? We're going to grab the display one, and this is actually what changes the display. And so you've got text, shapes, image, or you can make the screen go back to blank. We want to do text. You can do pixels or grid. I'm going to go with pixels. I don't know why. I just feel like it. Doesn't really matter. And so you've got two options here. Wired means it's going to tell you something. Um, it's going to display something on the screen based off of prior information. And I'll show you how to do that later. But if it's just this one that says Mindstorm, we're going to type something in. So like I said, if we go exactly 1 meter, we would type in distance 1 meter. And it just depends on how this is going to show up. Now, these are the pixels on the screen where 0, 0 is the top left, is where this starts until it fills up. And you can change the size of your font. Now, some of y'all did this and you're like, oh, it didn't work. So what you have to do is under the orange, which is logic operations, you need to add a weight. Okay, now the weight's really cool. So what's happening is if you wanted to display the distance, this is instantaneous. So it'll display, but it'll be so quickly, it'll be like a flash. You'll never have seen it. Okay, so you need to tell it how long you would like it to display that before it disappears. But I'm just going to show you real quick. You can add other things here. So you can wait for things to happen, like if the brick buttons, if you press a certain thing, or they must be pressed for a certain amount of time, all sorts of different things. Okay, and then you would change it here, and that would be it. That would be all that you need to complete this challenge.